Okay, another watercolor experiment, and I'm gonna get another 6x6 inch piece of paper, and this time we're going to work with value, and we're going to make tints of colors, and tints are lighter versions of a color. Shades are darker versions of a color, and we'll deal with that in a little bit. Ew, yucky eraser. You can use one of these white erasers to erase off of your watercolor paper if you make a mistake. Sadly, that pink is probably never going to go away. Oh, ooh, look, nice clean new piece of paper. I'm gonna lightly draw I'm going to draw 4 lines. That'll give me 5 columns. And then I'm going to do the same thing the other direction. Okay. So, now, this part is sort of complicated, and I'm not going to do the whole paper. I'm going to draw darker boxes inside the edge of each box. And that's to give you a little cushion so you can keep your watercolors kind of contained. And this part, okay, now on the back, I'm going to stop and put my name before I put any paint on, because once the paint is on there, I don't want to turn it over and put my name on it while the paint is wet, because it will all go from here to here and it's going to mess the whole thing up. Alright, so I probably could cut some of those off, but actually maybe not. So I'm going to put like 2 drops of water in. I'm going to put about 5 drops of water in one little hole in my tray. And you can pick whichever 5 colors you want. And I'm going to mix. I'm going to get some red in there, and I'm going to mix a nice dark color. You can take your paper towel and test it on the paper towel. That looks pretty bright, but I'm going to get, I want a really, really intense color like what I had on my color wheel. Okay. Okay, that I can tell that's brighter. Okay. And we'll see how it looks on here. So I'm going to paint in, I'm going to carefully paint. No, I want that darker. I'm not grinding around in the watercolor pan. I'm just kind of tickling. Oh my. Okay, so notice I'm staying as much as I can inside my box. Okay, I'm going to rinse my brush. And now I'm going to put 2 drops in the next little hole. I'm going to rinse my brush and kind of dry it off. I'm going to get a nice brush full of paint, and I'm going to put it in here. And you can go this way or you can go this way. It doesn't matter. So I've added water to it, so it's going to get lighter. Rinse my brush, put 2 drops of water in here, dry off my brush, get a nice brush full of this, mix it in here. And then I'm going to paint in my next square down. See how that gets, oops, I painted outside my box. See how this gets even lighter. Okay. Rinse my brush. Get 2 drops of water. Dry my brush off. Get a nice brush full of this paint. Mix it in here. Now we can really even see from one container, one little divot to the next, that the color is even lighter. And look how pale it is here compared to in there, because we're spreading it thinner on here than we are in there. Okay, repeat. Rinse my brush, get 2 big drops of water, dry my brush, get some paint from the last one we used, and mix it in here. I've got a lot of water on that brush. You shouldn't ever have a big, huge puddle of paint, a lot of water on your paper that would drip off if we turned it to the side. But you should have, it should look wet, but not soften wet. Okay, so I'm going to rinse this out. Not in my water dish. I'm going to go to the sink and dump it out and clean it, because we want a nice clean little tray for the next step. All right, that's all the time it took me to go from it to go rinse out my tray and get more paint. So I'm gonna try 4 drops of water this time, because 5 was kind of a lot. And let's do green for fun. So I'm gonna get green. Mix, 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 mix it. Remember, it took me a long time to get the red as dark as I wanted it. I had to go back and forth several times before it got as dark as I wanted it to be. I'm gonna test it. Almost there. 1. I'm not pressing hard. I'm just stirring my brush around, getting those green pigments loosened up. Okay, so I'm gonna put this one here. That's still not real dark, but it'll do. Okay, rinse. 2 drops. Dry off. Get some paint. Mix it in the next little hole. I'm going to be careful this time. I can tell there's kind of a lot of water. That's not so bad. Not as bad as I thought it was. But we can see a difference immediately. Dry off. Oops. 2 drops of water. Now, when you're painting a big painting with watercolor, you're gonna be mixing a lot more of each color depending on how big your painting is. Wow, that's pale. rinse, 2 drops of water, dry off, get some paint mixed in. The color is not going to go anywhere your brush doesn't go, so my brush did go outside of my box for those 2 colors. Okay, 2 drops, dry it off, get a brush full of paint and stick it in the next one. That's barely perceptible. I can barely see my color on there, but it's there. And sometimes you really do want to color that light when you do watercolor. Okay. All right, so I'm going to rinse off and I'm going to do another color, and then you're going to be on your own to do the other 2. Alright, it was that fast and easy. Okay, let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to do purple this time because you and I both know it's my fave. Okay. See how dark our purple is. That's pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to carefully paint. Notice I'm holding my hand up. Okay, I'm going to rinse off my brush. I'm going to put 2 drops. Dry my brush. Yeah, there was still purple in that, so I need to do a better job of rinsing. Okay, I'm gonna get my brush full of purple, mix it in here. Holding up my hand. Rinse, make sure I rinse really well because the purple is still in my brush. What am I doing? All right, 2 drops. Rinse. 2 drops. I'm going to paint. Ooh, wow, look how light that is. Rinse. 2 drops. Purple. Okay. Okay, keep following the same procedure. 4 drops of water in the first one. Add your color until you get it as dark as you want it to be. Paint. Rinse your brush, get 2 drops of water. Get a brush full of the first color, put it in the second bowl. Paint, rinse, 2 drops of water, get paint, mix, paint, rinse, 2 drops of water. Get some color from here, 1 brush full, put it in here, paint, rinse, dry off, 2 drops of water, get color, put it in here, paint. Okay? If you have to rewind and follow along with different colors, do that. Because for this assignment, I'm looking for clearly lighter colors as you go down. Okay, that's what I'm grading on. Lighter colors, and that you're making an effort to stay in the box. If you're holding up your hand, it's a lot easier, because I think I was laying my hand down because I didn't have to worry about other color, wet color, sticking my hand in that. I highly recommend art shirts with watercolors too, or an apron. Push up your sleeves, because watercolor doesn't like to come out either. Should have said that in the first video, I apologize. So, 5 colors, 5 tints of each color. Cool? Okay, finish up those last 2, put it on the drying rack, clean your little palette, change your water, make sure your brush is clean. Okay? All right. Keep going and have fun.